A good Friday afternoon to you. Hope you're ready for the weekend. We're going toward Mother's Day weekend here, and overall, the weather looks pretty darn nice. It'd be nice to get some more rain for the drought, but that's not really in the cards. Instead, what we will be seeing is a lot in the way of comfortable weather, warmer weather as well, and both days is looking to be mostly on the sunny side of things. Now, if you're watching very carefully, you might already have noticed a little bit of a change to our triad sky this afternoon. You can see on the satellite picture right here very clearly that there's some cloud cover streaming our way. Not that much, but there is a little bit of a difference, and you can see it plain in the sky right now. These are cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds are the high-level ones that are wispy, made up of ice crystals. They allow a lot of sunlight to pass through, so it's really just filtered sunshine that we're talking about, but they tend to be a clue that there is at least a weather system on the way. So that's kind of what we're tracking. We do have a weather system on the way for tomorrow. It's not a strong one. It won't bring us a lot of anything, but again, it's something worth pointing out because once we see these clouds and the rain that's kind of pushing across parts of the southeast, once they get a little bit closer for tomorrow, we could have a bit of a gloomy look to things tomorrow morning and a very low chance of a shower. I'm not expecting all that much out of this. If you were watching us yesterday, we talked about, whoa, what is this rain chance? Popped up out of nowhere on our computer model. That's really gone back down. So our instinct to be skeptical on that was correct. Let me show you what it's showing. I'll back this up so you can see the full picture. We'll start you out with right now. So overnight tonight, clouds are building a little bit, increasing a little bit, and that's where we stand. Toward tomorrow morning, there would be about 9, 10, and 11 o'clock, mostly just some scattered cloud cover across the area. And then throughout the day, we see some sunshine busting back out. So this might have all been a panic over nothing. We do have a pretty dry day on the way to start the weekend. Going through the rest of the weekend, Mother's Day also looks pretty nice. We'll have some sunshine around there and overall very pleasant, very warm weather. Temperatures are in the 80s on Sunday. And then we go into early next week. That's when some rain will be possible, at least going into Monday. We've got cooler weather sliding in, temperatures falling back from the 80s on Sunday down to the 60s on Monday. So be prepared for another temperature drop, but there will be potential of at least some rain to move our way. That's really the next best chance of rain in the upcoming forecast. For the next several hours tonight, I think you are going to have a pretty comfortable Friday evening. Again, the current conditions do have us in the 70-degree range right now. It's a pretty nice evening. Oops. You probably want to see that. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Temperatures right around 70 degrees. If you have any plans this evening through tonight, through midnight or so, here's how we start to cool down. We'll go from upper 60s where we are right now down to the mid 50s by tomorrow morning. So it is a cool night of weather, but it's certainly not cold and it's not really like where it's been at all. Instead, I think we'll stay mostly on the warmer side. Toward tomorrow, your temperature trend will go up. So for Saturday, I do have that small chance of a shower in the morning. But as we work our way into the afternoon, we're going to look at really some warmer weather. So 50s for tomorrow morning, mid and upper 70s for Saturday afternoon. So it looks to be a pretty nice day overall. Like I said, it might just be a little gloomy on the front end. The overall weather pattern, once you get past tomorrow, does focus on Monday. And the reason that we have Monday as a rain chance has to do with a cold front. There's a cold front sliding by Sunday evening into very early on Monday morning. This is a pretty significant one. Just like we saw a couple of times this week, this is a front that's really going to make us a little bit chilly, a little cold going into Monday. As that rain comes down and we have cloud cover, our temperatures could fall back from the 60s or even into the 50s throughout the day. So that's something you're going to want to consider. To start next week, it'll be feeling pretty chilly again and even a little bit on the damp side. But the weekend looks great. Mid-70s for tomorrow, like I said, mid-80s for your Sunday, and then that cold front approaching us going into Monday of next week. It's been a pretty enjoyable day of weather across the area. Our pollen report has been in the lower end range. That's been a nice part of our forecast here. And a couple of interesting points that you might not realize. Our average high temperature is really climbed. It's all the way up to 76 right now, but we haven't been doing it. So you might not realize where we are in the calendar year. 55 and 76 are our averages. And so we've been cooler than average. And what's interesting to me, the month of April so far was way warmer than May has been. Now, we're only 1 week into the month. We have 3 weeks to go. But it's about 5 degrees difference. So April was 5 degrees warmer. May has been 5 degrees cooler than that. Not surprising, given that April was a record setter around our area. It was the warmest on record, but it's still impressive. Looking at the longer range going into next week, you can see that big dip in the jet stream there by Monday and Tuesday. That big dip is why that we are seeing that cooler than average weather with a better than usual chance for some showers. Wednesday into Thursday, we have another weather pattern here that can sometimes cause some rain or cooler weather. Upper level low over the East Coast can make that happen. So I do think that there's a chance we could have a few scattered showers and some cooler weather next Wednesday into next Thursday. And then as we go into next weekend, things probably getting back on the warmer side yet again. That's kind of the overall trend here. I don't see too many changes beyond that. Just to kind of put it in another way, here are your bullet points. We've got a warm weekend for you. Best rain chance coming up on Monday. Temperatures falling throughout the day on your Monday. And overall, next week will be cooler for the reasons I was just showing you there in the long range weather pattern. So that's kind of our forecast for now. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, of course, to chat more about Carolina weather and what's going on over the course of the weekend and over into next week as well. Stay with us.